So earlier in the year, I went to Pokemon's EUIC and I went to the Pokemon Center pop-up. That's right. And I bought a fair few bits. That's right. I managed to buy what's in this bag here, this lovely Snorlax bag. But before we get to what's actually in this bag and what I actually bought, let's get into the Pokemon Center pop-up and what it actually looked like. And I apologize, this video is a bit later than when it actually happened back in February. But North American IC is coming up in June, so it's kind of also what you can expect there. It'll be slightly different layout, etc., but the same principle and the same products, more or less. Without further ado, let's enter the Pokemon Center. So yes, the entrance to the Pokemon Center was different than last year. Eevee welcomed us, and the queue system was slightly different. So yes, the big Pikachu was here. It's a bit more interactive bits and pieces, including this in the corner, which we'll get to in a second, which shows obviously what Pokemon stuff is coming out this year. And this was before you even got into your like silos and your time slots. So that was definitely different this year and a nice change of pace. So we come over here to the wall opposite year of the Eevee. So we've got all the stuff that's coming out. Some of it has already come out, so you might even recognize some of it. In particular, the Eevee bits and pieces, the mini Love Ball, but we've got the Altaria, the Mareep line here, obviously the Evolutions, the Sitting Cuties, etc. Naturally everyone's favourite. And we come over to this side, we've got some more sort of home products. And if you notice on the Pokemon Center, there's a lot more home products that have been released. Pins, some lovely ones there, like stained glass versions of it. I want the Sandshrew one, for example. In fact, I want the Vulpix one as well, because they're two of my favourite Pokemon. Well, Ninetales, but anyway, I digress. Then we get into some of the Mega Pokemon, if that's not a hint to later in the year when we get some more Mega Pokemon coming out. And then, of course, we get the Funko Pops. Flareon one is the only one outstanding so far. And then we get to the entrance of the Pokemon Center. So just before this, you can get the Psyduck jumper, which I think Will got, but I didn't as I couldn't afford it / didn't want it. And we get to the entrance. So I went Friday morning, so it's a bit quieter. And a lot of people had issues and, well, let's just say, didn't have an enjoyable experience like I did. So here comes the Funko Pops, and they've got the pearlescent ones, and I think these are all the outstanding modern ones, not the Kanto ones. So Cubone, Vulpix, Piplup, etc. And I may or may not have picked these up, which you may see later. So as we go further along, these are the Pokeballs, the Wand Company, and I'd love to get a complete set of these, and we'll see these later in all their glory. But you can get to one of everything, I believe. So yes, if I can get hold of them in the future, that'd be amazing. And they sort of brought out the mini ones over last year, so not all of them are mini, however, but I'd love to get them. And then we get the chess set. So the chess set every year, you have a look around, it does change. So this one's more like the chrome style. It's changed over the years, but it's like £300-400, so maybe out of my price budget. And we move over to the statues. I love these. The only one I pick up is the Garchomp one, and that's Cynthia's Garchomp, so it's like the partner Pokemon of some of the main characters. And that's mainly for my brother, but it was literally the only one that was sold out. Typical, otherwise I would have picked it up. So these are £50. Now these you can also get on a Pokemon Center website, not just at the EUIC, NAIC, LAIC, etc. But yeah, the only one that sold out, as you can see there, my hand pointing to it. But there's a really cool little statues, models, whatever you want to call them, as display pieces. So if your favourite Pokemon is one of them, then I would highly recommend it. Please, someone get Gengar as your partner Pokemon. And then we get sort of the bigger statues. As you can see here, I mean, that Latios one is amazing. And even the boxes are massive. I was like, I'm not sure I can actually carry this back home. But of course we get the big one, and that is the creator of Pokemon, Arceus itself, and a very big one there. There's plenty of plushes around, literally scattered all over the place. I think last year the Wiglet was the interesting one. And of course we get the playmat. So the main exclusive playmat is this one, which is the Psyduck theme, the Psyduck's Friends. Last year was obviously Gengar was a bit of a bigger theme, shall we say. But yes, Psyduck is the main theme of this one. Along with like the Wooper, both normal and Paldean. Don't know what my hand is doing there. I do apologise. Hand and mouse there. I think that's my mate Tom picking it up, seeing if it's a family of 4 or 3. It'd be cool if they just randomly did a family of 3 as well. Make it that sort of like 1% rareness, whatever it is. And as we go around, we've got even more plushies and quite a big, well, they get a bit bigger there, shall we say, with the Spigatito, etc. Rhydon. Oh, and at the other end, we have the other playmat. That's right, there are 2 playmats that are exclusive to this particular IC circuit, if you like. And this is the Ogerpon one, and it's got the masked Ogerpons, and we'll see that later. Here we go, this is it. So these are all the Pokeballs from the one company you can get. You've got some of the mini ones there in terms of the Premier, Ultra, and Great Ball. I mean, these look amazing. The Beast Ball at the top there and the Luxury Ball, I think, are the newest ones. I would love to get these. I genuinely would. Hopefully I will in the future. Then we get to some more like generic stuff that some people love, some people don't, and that's like jigsaw puzzles. Me being partially colorblind, I'd be absolutely horrendous at some of these, especially that Ditto one. And if you have got it and you've completed it, well done you. And we get the Van Gogh products, and these are scattered around. You've just seen someone actually have a bag of the Van Gogh ones there. What have we got around the corner here? Here we go. So we've got the sleeves and the playmats. Obviously, you don't get the Pikachu promo with it. So this lovely bag there. And I feel really weird now just like following this person around. And then we got some other light boxes. So these are really cool. I wonder if you can guess which one is my favourite. It may or may not be the Gengar one. And again, we get some more of the home stuff. So it's the books, but also not just the books, the bookends. And that Magikarp Gyarados one genuinely looks amazing. Part of me really wants to get it, even though I'm not a massive fan of this Pokemon. But hey, it looks really, really cool. So 100%. And here's some mugs. And apparently I made a joke about my brother being a mug and he should get one, but that didn't go down too well. So we'll move swiftly on. So the posters, I think these are from last year as well. So I've got the Gengar one. These are new-ish, end of last year, beginning of this year. And I think half of them already sold out before it even opened. But that's just because it's already on the Pokemon Center. These aren't obviously exclusive to, in this case, the EUIC. So I think they were online instead. And then we get to more exclusive stuff. So you get the dice boxes. There's deck boxes. There we go. Coins, markers, and damage counters. It's like I knew what I was doing when I was filming this stuff. So anyway, so we get to the deck boxes this time. See, I think I actually was like pre-planned this, and I think there's sleeves around this corner. Maybe. Yep, I'm good. I know what I'm doing. So there we go. So we get the sleeves now as well. So these are the exclusive sort of merch, if you like, that people get from these. What's this? I have no idea. Oh, okay. As you can imagine, one of the busiest areas was the TCG side of it. So there were some Pokemon Center ETBs, Astro Agents, Stellar Crown. I kind of wish I actually picked up a Stellar Crown one now that in hindsight. But I was like, it just seemed a bit ransacked. And you'll see that there's quite a lot of empty shelves, a bit of some random products. Another product that I kind of wish I did pick up was the Paldean Fates boxes. Not you, Armouge, sorry, not you. But the Paldean Fates ones, because they just keep going up in price, and that was where you could get them at retail. So that was a mistake, but it was hard to tell. And obviously we've got the tins. There seems to be a lot of Paradox Rift in general. So maybe they've got lots of stock of that, especially here in the UK. But yeah, actually a lot of this stuff was empty and not being filled out that well. Oh, okay. Apparently I like zooming in on that Build and Battle Stadium. I was tempted to pick that up actually. And then we get the tins, etc. The 5-pack ones, not just the 4-pack ones. These are more like the American version. So slightly different, as you can see. And yeah, I'm stuck trying to get around the corner because there's just so many people. Collection boxes, the Ogerpon one, even though there's another Ogerpon one coming out. I think someone likes Ogerpon a bit too much personally. But these boxes you can get most places still, so I wasn't too fussed about picking these up, even at retail. So don't worry. Then we get to some of the actual sleeves, and as you can see, it's starting to, not as many as possible. And there are limits to some of this. So you'll see sort of on the side, there's limits to like 4 per person, maybe 2, depending on what product it is. So there was TCG stock around. However, when you came to actually walking around, it was almost too busy to the point of like, it did put me off a little bit. There's Will being very excited about getting his Pikachu sleeves that he really wanted. So well done to him. Shout out to you. We're really happy for you. Please put in the comments. We're happy, Will. The Charizard box, which I actually want to get more of. But it was just too bulky to obviously take on the train home, which I guess that was a consideration of it on any of the products. There we go, some limit to 4 per person on that. And then sleeves, and I like that blue wall apparently. Did I pick any of these up? I actually can't remember. Maybe I did. There you go. I picked up a random one because last year I picked up a random one of Fusion Strike, just one, and I got the Gengar. I got the alternate art Gengar. So sometimes just pick up a random booster pack can be it. I mean, all you need is one, right? All you need is one. So here we've got sleeves and playmats and deck boxes. None of these exclusive to EUIC in this case. They're already on the Pokemon Center, but just showing you because they have plenty of stock of it. And there's the Pikachu one, and that was, I think, revealed at last year's EUIC, and there it is. Lovely little mug there. What's this? Oh, this is the water bottle. Actually, instead of a really nice water bottle, I thought I picked this up. I really did. I thought I'd put it in my bag. Apparently not. So I think here we're going to go around a lot of the plushes. And you'll see in this area, there is loads. It is busy, and you'll just see random walking around. And I'll get better at filming these in general. You've got the different types of plushies. I can't remember the names of them because I am terrible when it comes to the whole plushie side of it. And apologies if my camera work is a bit messy here. So keep going around. These are the Squishmallows. See, I know the names of these ones. Is there a Squishmallow Gengar? Maybe there is. Maybe I don't know. And I think I already filmed these. But here we go. We're back at them. Like I said, filming I'm still getting used to in sort of like, say, public, at actual events live. But there were so many plushies around. So the chance of you finding a plushie for... Oh, wow. Sorry, I didn't realise that the big evolutions there, even though they've got the life-size ones that have just come out. Yeah, the chances are you would probably find something for your Pokemon. Whatever your favourite Pokemon be, there's probably a good chance that you would have found it. This one is a lovely little display of all the different types of Pikachus in there. I think last year I was tempted to get the white and green ones as part of like our first wedding anniversary, but my wife wasn't too enthralled by it. But yeah, anyway, so more plushies, even more plushies, and obviously all different sizes. We haven't even come to this sitting QT wall at the moment. What have we got here? More plushies, more plushies, and camera work like an absolute boss over here. Here we go, more plushies. I think these are different ones. Like, it's really hard to keep up with what we actually have. More Peko, cool. I say that because I forgot what more Peko was called a while ago. Master Ball. Oh, I've just found Gengar. That's where the Gengars were. Ah, I've only just realised that. And then we get on to the pins. So there's a lot of pins. There's a lot of exclusive pins. There's some pens as well. The exclusive pins of various ones around. Posters, baseball caps. I'm not a baseball cap person. I don't wear them, as you've probably seen from my videos. Some cool posters from, again, exclusive Pokemon International. No, these are keychains. I was like, more pins? No, that's just keychains here. And books and notepads and pens, which I said earlier. And then we get to the sort of the clothes, and there are some amazing clothes and cloveware. There's got to be better words for that. Anyway, so these are some stickers, little sticker packs. Again, I say exclusive sticker packs and postcards. They might come out on the Pokemon Center at a later point. And then I think these are fridge magnets coming up. I think, there we go. And the lanyard as well. I can't remember if I pick up the magnet or not. I believe I pick up a lanyard. I guess we'll find out later when I reveal what I actually picked up. And again, you can see there are limits on this stuff, which is the good thing. Yeah, it's maybe we need more than just 4, less than 4. I don't know. Exclusive pins, so the Psyduck one, and I think the cap below it, whatever the cap is. No, not going to show it, Matt. Cool. Didn't want to anyway. More lanyards. These are really cool, actually. I didn't find a Gengar one. So, you know, or a Ghost type one would have been absolutely lovely, but it's got like the first partner Pokemon on it, which is really cool. And obviously Pikachu one. And then we get to some newer pins that were sort of released not that long before EUIC, which is really cool. So I thought I'd show them off. There we go. Massive Gengar pin there. I don't know where I'll display it. So maybe I'll get it next time. And the bags as well. Little rucksack, 70 quid. However, it's quite expensive. but hey. And then the t-shirt, so again, sort of the exclusive merch, as it were, for these. I'm not a small, but I had to pick one up, so there we go, varying sizes. And the jumper as well, similar to last year's Gengar one, I believe. Obviously slightly different layout and design, but really cool. What's this? The hat. So I've got the gloves somewhere, but not the hat, the Ninetales one in particular. This one makes way more sense with the vanilla lights. Lucario sort of hooded jumper or onesie, which I think Will picked up, and the Gengar one, which I didn't. And here we go, the Sitting Cuties wall, which I actually was able to like film and stand right next to compared to last year because it was a mess. And by being there early on the Friday, it was stocked. It was actually stocked. See, I'm right next to it. Last year, there was like 3 or 4 people deep before you get anywhere near it. Right then, and we're back. So, hopefully you enjoyed that little tour of the Pokemon Center. It was good fun. Next time I have a mic that actually works. So, let's get into what we actually bought. So, the first 2 things I bought were actually Funko Pop. So, if you don't know about the Pokemon Center, they have their own Pokemon Center range of like the pearlescent Pokemon Center exclusive Funko Pops. Looking back on it, I did some research. The Kanto Stardust and Pikachu are like the originals, and then over the last year or so, they brought out more, and this year they're bringing out the Evolution, so Jolteon, Vaporeon, etc. But I was missing 2 in particular. So I was missing the Cubone and the Vulpix. That's right. So I've got the others you might have seen from like my live stream, etc. So I've now got both of these to add to it. So in terms of the modern Funko Pops, I now have all of them. I did buy some TCG cards. Now you might have seen from the video that it was ransacked, as you can imagine, and there wasn't actually a lot of stock, and they weren't really stocking that quick. But I did buy a couple of packs, and I did buy a tin. It's empty, and that's not actually how that opens. I've just, maybe it is, I don't know, but it's only got the stickers in it. Why? Because I opened up the packs when I was there, because why not? I had to open something, right? Will you tell me what ball this is? Because I think I got this wrong when I first bought it, but that's just me. And if anyone wants to know, it was the D24, which was Scarlet and Violet era packs. And spoiler, I did not open anything from it at all. I think I've got 1 illustration rare, but I think that's it. My brother opened up some packs and got a special illustration rare, because why not someone who doesn't actually buy packs that often get the good stuff? It always happens. It always happens. Next up, I want to show you this. Now, what is this? Whoa, it is an Accent Home Light Pokemon Wall Light Box Applique Rural. Look, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to saying what's in the box. However, when I open it up, it'll be very evident what it actually is. I might have just dropped the wire, but hey ho, here we go. Got the wire. I've got the wire, don't worry. Let's not lose that. And it is, of course, the Gengar light. So this lights up. You'll also see it on the screen actually lit up, because it looks a bit boring. I'm not going to take it out of the pack just yet. I'm going to make it, and hopefully at some point it will be in the background. So you'll know when that happens when it comes to watch these videos. So if that was ever a reason to subscribe, to see that in the background, I'm really clutching at straws to subscribe to my channel. But hey, it's amazing. There's more content, and just on top of that, I've managed to get hold of some products. So joining together the boxes, Zacian box, like the one behind me somewhere over there, and some prismatic mini tins. So I've got to open them. So make sure I subscribe to the channel, because we're back to some openings on the channel. And that is amazing news. But yes, Gengar. If you didn't really know, my favorite Pokemon. So naturally, as soon as I saw this, had to get it, even though I had no idea where I wanted to put it. Talking of Gengar, obviously there was the Sitting Cutie wall. Now, because I went a bit earlier this time than I did last year, there's actually Pokemon on it. Last year it was absolutely ransacked, and if it wasn't for the first few Kanto Pokemon, you didn't get anything. But although I've already got one, I had to get another. That's right, I had to get another Gengar. So yes, I have 2 Gengar Sitting plushes. I've also got the Mega Gengar Shiny as well. Now this wasn't bought at the Pokemon Center, but I did buy it from the Pokemon Center. So I've now got 2 of these. That's right, I've got 2 of these and this, and there'll be a display at some point. And at some point I will actually show you my setup. Well, I say setup, I have my collection, etc. So yeah, if you want to see what my collection looks like, then obviously comment down below and I will do one of those videos. So next up we come to more of these, let's say, exclusive stuff that you'll probably get at NAIC as well as the EUIC, and I think it was at the Latin America one at the end of last year, November, I believe. So we've now got playmats. So there's 2 playmats. So we've got the Ogerpon playmat, and again you'll see it open up on the other side of the screen. So you've got the Ogerpon one. So obviously you've got the Pokemon International thing there. So this is sort of like, obviously the Ogerpon, it became one of the main legendaries of the entire franchise in terms of Scarlet and Violet, outside Miraidon and Koraidon. as you've got the 4 different masks, etc. So really cool playmat. Actually kind of glad I got this, and I'm so glad that this year and even last year there were limits on all the exclusive stuff, because if anyone remembers back in 2023 when it was the Eevee ones, so naturally even more popular, there was no limits, and literally within couple of hours of the it opening on the first day, it was already on eBay for like 3 times the price. And I think they learned the lesson. It's just unfortunate that was when it was Eevee. And then we get the actual the really exclusive one that everyone wanted, and that was the Psyduck playmat. So this is what it looks like, obviously sealed, and it will be opened up as well. So this is again from the Pokemon Center for the International. So last year was Gengar's quite a big theme Pokemon, which is perfect for me. This year it's more the Psyduck. There was a Psyduck jumper you could have got, and to get that you had, even before you entered it, you had to sort of reserve it and get it straight away, and it was literally 1 per person. So yeah, but I couldn't afford that. So we've got the playmat to go with it. So that's the 2 playmats. That's 2 playmats from the IC. Say IC because it comes with all 3 of them, not just EU doesn't just have its own, if that makes sense. And then we come to the last few bits. So we have some sleeves. Now I don't always get all the sleeves, but I thought I'd pick up some. So again, we've got the one for the Ogerpon, all the different variations of the Ogerpon on it, and again it's got the international sort of logo there. So nice little pair of sleeves, pack of sleeves. We then get some pins. Now the first set isn't actually exclusive to the ICs, it's just exclusive to Pokemon Center, but I shout out to Will, so part-time editor, RPG Hopper. Will, he's been in live streams, you'll have chatted to him, we mock him all the time, love you really. He bought me these, which is the evolution pins of Gengar. So naturally, Ghastly, Haunter and Gengar. So they'll be going on my pin display at some point, which my lovely wife made. We then have a set of pins that are exclusives. So we have the international, just standard 2025 pin, and again these have 2025 exclusive at the bottom. We've got the Ogerpon version, so again international 2025 exclusive version. And the last pin, which is probably a lot of people's favorite. I know someone in the Pokemon world, Real Breaking Nate, shout out to him, he's gonna love this pin. And so it's the Psyduck again 2025 exclusive. So that's the pins that I picked up. Obviously the main ones there are obviously the exclusives, so I'm just going to put these in front of me because they're probably better looking than my face. It's okay, I like my face, so I don't really care. And then the last item we got, which is also exclusive, is the lanyard. So I picked up last year's lanyard, if you remember from that video, and we've got this one. So last time you had got the Eevee one, I've got the Gengar one, again Psyduck, but also sort of the powers in terms of the water type Pokemon, some you'd find in a swamp and all this sort of stuff. That's really cool lanyard. And you notice not just the lanyard, you get the pins in the middle here that also go on the lanyard at the same time. If you wanted to do it, you can obviously have them separate, but the idea as such is to put them on it. So there you go, that is my haul from the Pokemon Center pop-up shop at the 2025 EUIC. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more openings on the channel, make sure to check out one of these videos, or if you just want to see what's going on in the market and on a weekly update, then make sure you check out this other video. Otherwise, I'll see you next one. Take care.